Okay, now I'm not going to be here, so you need to focus on this part especially. You need to know, and you've written hopefully in your book, that hydrochloric acid here is HCl. Right? You need to know that. You need to know hydroxide is OH. These are called polyatomic ions. Okay, the first part, there are 5 parts to this. The first 2 parts are very, very easy. Listen and focus. The first part says, underline the reactants, circle the products. Let's start there. Okay? So, I have got a question that's this. Potassium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid. I need to underline the reactants, I think it said, and circle the products. So all you've got to do is you decide what's reacting. Potassium hydroxide is reacting with hydrochloric acid to form or to produce. So the products are water and I've got to circle those, right? So that's it. So what's underlined is my reactants. What I've circled are my products. Now, so that's easy marks there. If you can do that part. Sorry? Yeah, not yet, but close. Now the second part. Again, even if you had not come to my class, that's fine. This is you could be able to do this. Write a word equation. So, I come look at my question there. Now I need to write a word equation. So, word equation is potassium hydroxide. Can you see that? So I literally copying from what's on the task. Potassium hydroxide. Now, where I've got reacts with. That's right, thanks. Okay, so I made a mistake in the question. This should be potassium chloride. Okay, now, that's fine. Now, writing the word equation. Potassium hydroxide reacts with hydrochloric acid to produce. Now you just put an arrow and then you've got water, your products, the circled ones, and potassium chloride. Now that's the next step. So this is the first one we have done. Underline, word equation we have written. Now we write a chemical equation. Okay, so underlining the reactants and products we have done. Writing a word equation we have done. Now we are writing a chemical equation. This is now where it becomes a bit challenging. You go to your periodic table, you find potassium. And I made a video on how to write the formulae. Potassium is +1. Hydroxide is OH, and that's -1. But all of these, really, will do the crisscross like that, and we've got KOH. So for my chemical equation, chemical equation is KOH. So now I'm just using the symbols, plus hydrochloric acid. I told you to write down first. Hydrochloric acid is HCl. To produce water, do you all know what the symbol is for water? The chemical form, H2O. And then potassium chloride. You can then do your formula really quickly. Potassium, you know, is K. Chloride, you know, is Cl. Then the charges, you know, potassium is +1. Chlorine is -1. So they'll both have a 1 on there. It'll just be KCl. KCl. Would you be able to do that and just write the chemical formula? Right? Now, the next part, so that's the 3 things out of 5 we have already done. The fourth thing says, so we've written a chemical equation. Number 4 says, balance your chemical equation. I went through this last time and I also made a video on it, so check your emails. But let's make this, let's balance this equation. When you're balancing, what I like to do is draw a line straight down through in between the reactants and the products. Whatever the elements that you have on the left side or the reactant side are the same elements on the right side. So I just list these: K, O, H, and chlorine. The same thing on this side: K, O, H, and then chlorine. Now I count how many of each I have on this left side, including the hydrochloric acid. Potassiums, I only have 1. Oxygens, I only have 1. How many hydrogens do I have?
1.
On the reactant side, 2. One coming from that hydrogen, the other one from that one. So I've got 2 hydrogens. How many chlorines? Just 1. Now let me go to this right side. How many potassiums? 1. How many oxygens? 1. Hydrogens? 2. Chlorine? 1. Is it balanced? Yes, it is. So we don't even need to balance this equation. Life is easy.